And Jack Stevens, all right, you've got to share with us your experience. You were on the Hamm raid, and I recall one of my vivid recollections. You know, if you interview enough people that have been on bomb raids, you kind of forget which story belongs to which person. But Jack's got one that kind of stands the hair on your neck. And Jack, you want to come up?
You're not talking to me.
No, Jack Stevens has a story, and then our own Jack Pelton is going to share with us. We've got something special for you today.
You don't have to follow Jack Stevens?
Yeah.
Give me the bell, Jack.
Oh, you know, I'm just warming up.
Oops, I'm not supposed to leave the podium blank. I forgot that rule from Toastmasters.
Oops.
The 22nd of April, we were scheduled to fly a mission. And it sort of diddle-daddled around, and after a while they said, oh, you go back to your barracks, which was very odd.
Stand a little closer to the mic, Chad.
It was very odd to be sent back to your barracks, but they told us to stay on the base. And I forgot what time in the afternoon we got a call over the tannoy and so forth to report for a mission. We went. And they briefed us for Hamm, and nothing unusual except that it was quite late, very late comparatively speaking, compared to the 6 o'clock stuff that we normally had in the morning. Finally, about 4:30, we took off in the afternoon now. And it was a regular mission. Assembled, formed up, went over, and got up and turned onto the bomb run. And this was the first time that I saw the target. And it was blossoming smoke all over the place from previous bombers. We went down, everything was going off and all. We went through, peeled off, and formed up again and headed home.
Can't hear you, Jack.
And we headed home. We got out over the, we got out to the enemy coast. No, we hit the target about 7:30. We got out over the enemy coast and started coming down. And I looked out, and these jokers had turned their navigation lights on and back over the enemy territory. And as a New England Yankee, the idea of wasting all that electricity bothered me. But also, it made it a sitting duck, I thought. But we came on back down, and we got back to England, and sort of everything up to that point, we were back as usual, flying formation. And again, we had that row of blue lights on top of the fuselage, and we have a row of blue lights on the each of the tails. And then we had the navigation lights on the wings there, and a white light on the tail. And the rudders looked to be doing this as I watched them. It's kind of hard to fly formation with where the rudders seem to be crossing each other. Over England, they had a blackout, and you have no idea how desolate it is with no lights at all. There weren't any lights at all, and we started to circle and circle and circle. And I know that there are all these other bomb groups circling and so forth, and that bothered me considerably. Finally, I said, I'm not going to stand this. I'm going to get out of here. Got the crew ready, and I didn't have any reason to call because we were supposed to be on radio silence. But I told my guys I was going to pull off and we'd go into a circle and we'd land at the first base that we could find. But it was black. Everything was black. We did that, went in a big circle, and all of a sudden somebody said, "There's a fire over there." So we looked, and yeah, sure enough, and we went over. It was an air base. And I said to my guys, "Gee, now they're trying to be helpful there because we couldn't see a thing. There was no lights on the ground whatsoever. They're trying to be helpful to us." So we determined where we were and made a pattern. And we're coming down, the co-pilot grabs me and he said, "Jack, that's a B-24 on fire." Sure enough, there it was right in the middle of the field and just burning away. It was seething. That was the name of the base, not the airplane. We landed and went up the end of the runway and turned off, and the wheel went into a puddle or something. And we couldn't move, so we cut the engines and left the lights on for fear another plane had come in. It was intelligent enough to land where there was illumination. A Jeep came up and the guy said, "Turn your lights off, turn your lights off." So quick had Marcarelli, the engineer, go up and turn everything off. We were afraid of somebody running into our airplane. He said, "Don't you know this place is being bombed by German fighters?" Which was a surprise to us, no. But we piled on the Jeep and went to base operations where the base commander was out there with a rifle and he was shooting it. And I reported in and told him I was from the 467th and would they notify the 467th? And, "Yes." "Are you okay? How's your airplane?" And I started saying, "Well, in the tail there's a," and he said, "No, is it flyable?" "Yeah." "Okay, we'll know." So he arranged for us to go and have something to eat and a place to stay, and there were lots of places to stay that night, lots of bunks empty. We got up the next morning, had breakfast, and went down, got our plane, and flew back to Rackheath. But that was a very scary night once we got to England. Any questions?
Thanks, Jack. I want to go this way. That's a disaster over there.
I saw the cord.
Thanks, Jack.